How to use and edit sound effectively. We've used theme music that would fit into the genre of a thriller, and we've also tried to edit the sound so we could emphasise speech without making it look unrealistic and be able to minimise problems. We also had to overcome problems such as the camera and speaking, saying stuff like cut or action or go in unwanted places that was in the shot, so we had to mess about with the sound so it would not sound wrong basically.
How to use the equipment better, such as tripod, and how to use new equipment like the dolly. But in the preliminary task, we made a mistake with the tripod as we left the camera on a tilt, and it affected the framing in our final product. We made sure we didn't make the same mistake, and we also learned how to use the dolly system, a crane, and how to use lighting equipment effectively.
We also learned how to edit match on actions more effectively. We used a match on action in our preliminary task, like walking through a door, and in our final product we have several match on actions such as transitions from different angles through the running scenes and other things such as walking over walls, etc. And we had to make sure that our editing was good so it didn't look unrealistic or any parts were repeated or any parts were missing to make it look bad.
How to get more interesting and creative shots. Again, in our preliminary task, we have mainly used mid shots with little variation into a close-up shot. But in the final product, we've tried to use as many varied shots as we could. We had to use several mid shots. We've used a close-up, a long shot. We then used low angle and high angle shots for extra variety as our original antagonist in the piece. You can not see him, but using a low angle shot produced fear for the audience, so that's good. For creativity, we use shots from behind tree lines and up trees to add effect.
Also, we learned how to add idents onto the start of the film. In our preliminary task, we never used an ident, so in progression to our final piece, we had to learn how to put idents onto the front of the film and make sure that they went up and stayed up long enough for the audience to read the company name.
How to use fades effectively. We had not used any fades in our preliminary task. In our final product we had to use several fades. Some of them we used to cover mistakes and others we used to show the passing of time. Learning how to use fades has helped us with editing capabilities.
How to handle the camera better. In the preliminary task there are several parts where the camera is shaking due to improper technique with the tripod. In progression to the final product, we learned how to handle the camera better and how to use proper technique with the tripod and with panning and other techniques. And we've also used the camera as shaky cam for a purpose at certain points to show point of view shots more effectively.